Coming up on MHS1.
We meet some chickens.
We visit a unique antique shop downtown.
We choose our winter.
And it's all coming up on MHS1.
The bird machine. Check.
Good morning, McKinney High School. Today is Friday, December 12th. I'm Patrick Duran.
And I'm Lily Pisano, and you're watching MHS1.
Freshmen pick up their laptops today. Here's Reese Perry with more information.
This year, McKinney ISD is issuing brand new MacBook laptops to all freshman students in an attempt to connect students with learning resources outside the walls of their classroom.
So One to the World is a one-to-one initiative with a MacBook Air 11-inch for freshmen. And our goal is to hand a MacBook Air to every 9th grade group coming up. So in 4 years, every high schooler will have one.
We asked students and teachers what they think about the introduction to technology in the students' curriculum.
The MacBooks will be efficient during school and out of school for students who want to use them to study and to take notes. Some students may use the MacBooks appropriately for schoolwork, and some may use it as a personal laptop, so it could be a distraction, but overall I think that they will improve our grades.
Honestly, this first year I don't think it's going to be much of a change because I know myself, I'm slowly going to integrate it in. The main thing I want them to be able to do when they get the Macs and when we start using them in January is be able to turn it on, be able to get on Canvas. Canvas is a new, very similar to Edmodo. It combines Edmodo, it combines kind of Remind 101, it combines a lot of things into one homepage. And so it will help the teachers once you figure out how to work it. When a kid's absent, he knows, go to Coach Shelton's Canvas page to find the work from yesterday. Now you're always going to fight the battle of, with the laptops open, are they going to be on Twitter? Are they going to be Instagramming hard? All right, are they going to be Facebooking? What are they, I mean, if we make sure that everyone's on board and on the same page and the communication is good, then there's no reason why this can't be a positive thing.
This has been Reese Perry and Blake Swanner reporting for MHS1.
The deadline to drop an AP class is quickly approaching. Here's Lily, Chanel, and Haley with more on the AP drop process.
Every year at the end of the first semester, many students will choose to drop out of an AP class.
I want to drop out because it's too hard for me. AP roll is dropping my GPA a little bit, so it would make more sense because I'm barely passing.
So we do encourage students to stay in AP. We feel like that is the program that's going to really best prepare them for college. Studies show over and over that students who stay in an AP class do better at the college level.
On AP drop day, I'm not going to drop my AP class of AP biology because I have a 95 right now and I'm doing pretty good. There's a lot of work, but it's not too overwhelming for me.
They have to keep in mind that they get extra grade points for being an AP, and so I've been impressed with a lot of them. Usually once they make it past the first 20 days, then they just decide to stay for the rest of the year. I think the AP class is, even if you don't get credit, I don't think it's a waste of time for anyone because you get to prepare to see what a college class might be like in the future.
We do have AP forms that are available. They do have to completely fill it out, and on there they do have to have parent signature and teacher signature, as well as a student signature and our signature in order to come out of that class.
You can get your AP drop forms from your counselor until the end of the semester. This has been Lily Sheet and Haley Kinney reporting for MHS1.
There's been an increase in the misuse of ADHD medication. Here's Hannah Hornbeck and Lily Pisano with more.
The misuse of ADHD medications such as Adderall, Vyvanse, and Ritalin by students is a major problem in high schools.
When people have ADHD, their nervous system is a little bit hyperactive, just like they are. So it's going to help calm it down and help them to be able to focus. So it delays their responses a little bit. It kind of slows down their reaction time to things so that they can focus better instead of being sort of frenetic. When you get prescribed a medication, it's for you. And the amount you're getting is depending on you, your age, your weight, all those kind of things. So I always tell people never share medications because you don't know. Genetically, our bodies deal with medications differently. So just because your friend takes it and they're fine doesn't mean you'll be fine. If you don't have ADHD and you were to take an ADHD medication, it's gonna affect you by slowing you down beyond where you would quote unquote normally be. So a normal person would not have just these sort of reactions that their brain is going through. And if you're taking it, then it's gonna slow you down even further. So it can affect your driving, thinking processes, working, doing your schoolwork, studying, taking tests, all that kind of things, because it does help you focus, but it slows down the process that your brain goes through to make those thoughts. Probably the most common medications that students are taking right now would be the Vyvanse and Adderall. Vyvanse is definitely less addictive than Adderall. Adderall specifically because it's an amphetamine. So we're thinking like if you know about meth is a methamphetamine, right? So it's very, very addictive. This is a similar chemical construction. One of the things that I think is scary about it is how it affects, your judgment, your thinking, but also it affects the heart very significantly because of the heart has its own conducting system from the nervous system. And so if you mess with your nervous system, it's affecting how your heart is working. And that can be very dangerous, even deadly.
Prescription drugs they're prevalent. They're in the schools. Kids have prescriptions. Kids are using their parents' prescriptions. You don't see it a lot, but you see it. There's definitely a charge for you just handing out medication because you can't do that. It's illegal to do that. You can't take other people's medicine, and you definitely can't just pass it out like candy on Halloween.
This has been Lily Pisano and Hannah Hornbeck reporting for MHS1.
Here's Hannah Hornbeck in the gym with sports.
Thanks, Patrick. Your Lions swim team fell short to Lovejoy this past Tuesday, losing 136-36. Your Lions wrestling team will take on Wiley High School tomorrow morning at Wiley. The boys' basketball season is underway. Here's Luke Lauterbach with a look into their season.
After the win last night, the 5-4 Lions are on a 4-game win streak.
We got off to a little bit of a slower start than we anticipated. We think we've got a pretty good group here, and started out kind of slow, stumbled around a little bit, found out some things we need to get worked on, and we've got a chance to be really good, we think, and we seem to be getting better each time out and learning from our mistakes and trying to improve on those things to where we're playing our best basketball come January and February.
We're going to play a lot of really good teams. We're going to have a lot of tough matchups, and we're not always going to win every game we play, but it's all about growing during the season and to eventually working hard so that we can have a chance in the playoffs to hopefully make it to state.
With the challenges of entering a new district, Coach Watson prepares to make this season a successful one.
And the new district, it's going to be tough. There's some good teams. Obviously we're coming out of a really, really good one. It was the last 2 years were kind of tough for us. But there's some really good teams in the new district. There's a lot of schools with a lot of good basketball history and a lot of pride, and we're really looking forward to it.
With a combination of speed and skill, the Lions have a very dynamic style of play.
Well, we're gonna do what we do, and that's play really fast on both ends of the floor. We're going to try to pressure you defensively, try to force you into some turnovers and some quick shots, and then we're going to try to play extremely fast on the offensive end. We got some kids that are extremely skilled, guys that handle the ball well, guys that shoot the ball well, and we plan on putting up a lot of points.
We play a really up-tempo style. We want to get back and forth and score as many points as we possibly can. And I feel like I've seen a lot of things happen and done a lot of things, and we have a talented group here. I think we could really go pretty far. I mean, growing up watching McKinney High School basketball play, they've had a lot of good teams, but I really think that we could be one of the best teams that McKinney has ever had.
This has been Luke Lauterbach reporting for MHS1.
That's all for sports. Now back to you.
Don't steal.
Fulton, go get him. Whack. Hey, I'm gonna get you. Flash.
Engineering and life skills class have teamed up to create a mutually beneficial partnership. Here's Yoki and Demi with a closer look.
Engineering and life skills students have recently begun a new project.
The Puzzle Cube project. Well, we have this Puzzle Cube project that allows our kids to show, or our students to show that they understand the entire design process. We've been involved with having the students down in the life skills area support us in bagging all of the blocks. Life skills class is a great organization to work with because they are, it benefits both groups. Last year we were working with the group and we created a template so that they could go in. It was a template that had a grid on it that was 3 by 9, which would equate to 27 blocks. And so the kids would go in and place the blocks on this grid.
It helps us out because that's a very work-appropriate task for a lot of our students. Sorting, counting, sorting, organizing, and all of that are the kind of things that we work on in their occupational preparation class.
This has been Demi Davenport and Yoki Onguela reporting for MHS1.
Patrick, did you know this is the coldest winter in McKinney ever?
Ugh, don't remind me. I hate winter weather.
What? I love winter weather. Here's Allison and Kylie with more information about the 2 different types of winter people.
This winter, what type of person are you gonna be?
Alex takes us to one of the most unique antique shops in downtown McKinney, Bear Market.
Bear Market is an antique and oddity shop with a unique couple behind it.
Then when we were trying to decide on the name of the store, I have a big love for bears. So I have bears all over my house. I also have a love for the stock market. So the best time to buy in a stock market is at a bear market because the prices are low. So we had a play on words. If you see my card, it'll say, "Welcome to the bear market, come check out our stock." A lot of people dream about opening a store all their life. That was not the case for me. My husband does commercial real estate and he bought this building in downtown McKinney. And both of our kids are married, and I didn't have anything to do. So I said, "Hey, can I open a store in that building you bought in downtown McKinney?"
Said retail's too hard, it takes up all your time. And she said, "Oh no, I'm just gonna open a couple hours a day. So just open whenever I want to." I said, "Well, it doesn't work that way." She goes, "Oh, it'll be fine, it'll be fine." And I was to the point couldn't stop buying stuff, and it was all going in the garage, and so we couldn't park in the garage. And I said, "Okay, well, if it gets it out of the garage, then we'll give it a try." Because I wanted to buy the building, and that gave us an excuse to buy the building.
So that's how we got the business started, and I just having fun. Often the people in the store, my customers ask me, "Where do you get all this?" Because if you get footage of the store, you'll see there's just an overflow of items. I have pickers that come in probably, if I averaged once a day, and they bring me all kinds of items. This is another one of my favorites. It is a World War II Bible. I think I have it upside down. Anyway, you'll notice that it's covered with metal. They used to keep these in their pockets over their hearts so that if they got shot, this would stop the bullet. So just these kind of weird, odd little items.
This has been Alexander Moltz reporting from MHS1.
Look at all these chickens. Here's Demi, Yoki, and Christian with more.
While driving through the historic district, you'd probably pass by the Evans household without knowing it. This is Yvonne Evans, a downtown McKinney resident who runs a spa out of her seemingly ordinary home. But a few looks around the property reveal there's more to Yvonne's home than initially meets the eye.
Here about 6 years in the historical part of McKinney.
And I wanted to know, you know, what I can do. I live on a 1/3 acre, and my backyard was essentially a blank canvas. So I thought, okay, what can I do? I'm kind of overwhelmed. So I was talking to my next door neighbor, her name's Debbie, and she said, I know exactly what you'll be doing. You are going to be, you're going to have chickens, and you're going to have a really cool coop, and you're going to be featured in magazines. And I went, what?
The City of McKinney allows residents in the downtown area to own a maximum of 12 hens and no roosters, regardless of breed.
It was pretty overwhelming, but I narrowed down the breed. My first breed of chicken will be a Buff Orpington, and that's the one here on my right. And this is one of my very first chickens, and her name is Red, and she's absolutely my favorite.
Yvonne's chickens live a life of comparative luxury in her outrageous hand-built coop.
This is west facing, and it gets really, really hot, so, you know, in the summer months. So this is also insulated with foam insulation. This is the best insulation you can get for your home. I put it in here, and I have an exhaust fan in there, so it's really cute inside too. Got a little classical music going for them just to keep them happy, and they lay more eggs. This is where I retrieve their eggs here. I have right now 6 laying hens. These are the Buff Orpingtons, the big Aggie girls. And then these are a couple of the Americana, lay the tinted Easter egger type.
This has been Leah Pappas, Debbie Davenport, and Christian Schneider reporting for MHS1.
Morpa's right around the corner. Head down to F117 to pick up your broadcasting boy. I know I am.
Sometimes you gotta go back to actually move forward. I mean going back to the bottom of the barrel, the only choice left. And I ain't talking about just asking the kid with a rolly backpack. I'm talking about asking a broadcasting boy who he is, what he does, see what's gonna disappoint your dad when he sees him. You might think it's gonna be a mistake, but everybody makes mistakes. You just have to look in the right place.
Well, that's all we have for you today.
For more news, visit mainstreamnews.com.
And remember, if it's news,
And it's at McKinney High School.
it's MHS1.